All right. So let's continue with A minor. So we'd all kind of chosen a piece a couple of weeks ago. So Deb, you had chosen number seven, lesson number seven, and Larry number nine. Oh yeah, so you moved to number
Number eight.
nine, is it?
No, I went to eight.
Oh yeah, number eight.
Minor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
eight. Good, eight. And Darren, did you choose one of these pieces? I'm not sure if you've been
No, I
following.
wasn't in that session. That I didn't realize that was, yeah. I meant to just have a look during the week, but
Okay.
I didn't have a chance. But I can just choose one. You're just working through,
Yeah,
um,
we're working through the key of
yeah,
A minor,
just page by.
and
Okay, yeah,
yeah, page 77 of the document, or 80, page 80 of the book.
okay.
Um,
I could learn one. I could start one for
you
next
can
week,
have a go.
perhaps.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, if you just
Yeah,
choose, you can pick any of them. They're all pretty nice. They're
sure.
all
In
pretty
A
nice
minor,
pieces.
yeah.
Yep, yep. So we just a quick summary. We talked about, each piece kind of has a different approach in terms of learning the piece, and a lot of these techniques you can use for many other guitar pieces too, right? So let me tune up. So this piece is great for what I call chunking, yeah? So seeing those blocks, seeing those notes as blocks of notes that I've bracketed, those four notes there. You want to you want to think, if I go in if I really go in detail here, you'd think like that, and you'd also think like, you can put those fingers in like that, and then that's what you get, and then those notes get separated out, right? So that's chunking. So it's great to learn a piece like this first with the block chords, and then adding the arpeggios. So that was what we spoke about with that one, and Deb will get you to have a go through that soon. I just want to summarize first, and then Larry, this one quite tricky. This one's quite tricky. The process for this, I think, you can see that the also here the left hand is holding down one chord for quite a while. So you really want to fix those, keep those fingers fixed down for each bar. But the challenge is getting the bass line in the right place. Oops. Because the bass notes are coming in on different beats, right? So that can be a little bit of a challenge. Um, One technique, I don't think we spoke about this, but one technique that can help is actually taking these notes out. So you're just going, you do that, and then you add. Once you're comfortable with that, then this note just precedes that one. So you just, so that can sometimes be sometimes simplifying, taking out the complexity can be helpful. So that's good. Oh yeah, we talked about 80-20 last time, didn't we?
Hmm.
80-20. So practicing small chunks 80% of the time, and practicing large chunks 20% of the time. So really, yeah, trying to focus on those small pieces. I like with my young students. You know what I say? I tell them, if you have a pizza, what are you going to do, or a cake? What's the first thing you do? They always take a bit. It's like, oh, slice it up. It's like, why do you slice it up? And then what do you do when you've taken your slice? You take a bite. It's like, it's very similar with learning a piece. Bite size slices, and then the piece. This is a whole cake. The whole piece is a whole cake or a whole pizza. So you want to take it bite at a time, slice at a time. To Sometimes when you explain things to kids, sometimes it's like really clear. It's the clearest explanation you can come up with. And then this one is the one that everyone else was working on. Emma, Isabel, Melanie, and Sophia. I think was the sister of Isabel and Melanie. They have nine siblings. 9 kids in the family. Big family. So okay, so that's just a very, very quick summary. Let me talk about this piece, because the way of learning this piece is kind of interesting, kind of similar as well. So in this one, we take out a lot of notes. We're left with like a distilled version, like a version. So for example, if I play that, you can distill it down. You can simplify it to just what the left hand's doing, because if you get that left hand motion nice and smooth, then adding the other notes shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, if you do have difficulty, then you need to address what the right hand's doing, but most people are quite okay with that because it's quite repetitive. So we're sort of taking away the repetition, dealing with what's changing, what are the things that are changing, because that's where usually the difficulty is, right? When things repeat, it's usually not very difficult, but it's when things change, positions, shifting, right hand patterns, things like that. So the right hand pattern stays the same. These are the changing elements, what I've circled there. So you can start off with that, and then you can add to it. So Deb, would you like to how are you going with this lesson? You're sounding good. I heard you plucking away a little bit at it. Deb, you're on mute.
Sorry. Yep, sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's sort of going all right.
Going all right? You wanna play? You were able to play through the whole thing, or a bit of it, or?
Yeah, well, hopefully I can, yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you want repeats or just...
That sounded great. Maybe we can continue, please, Deb.
Just a few finger ties up there.
Hey, great job! Wow, great job, Deb. Beautiful playing. Hey, you make Karoli sound beautiful, Deb. Yeah, very well played. Very well played. Yeah, so a couple of chords there that we can a couple of transitions maybe that we can look at. But I was watching your left hand. You were chunking, I think, a lot, which was great.
Yeah.
I also got to mention that when you chunk, you start to see chord shapes, and you then realize I often say this: guitar music is founded on chords. Guitar music is made from chords a lot of the time. So chunking really reveals that as well. Now, I thought sounding great. Like the first page, I think That's really great. Just one note to check. This F here is an F
Oh, yeah.
natural, not an F sharp. I think it's using the second finger so that the first finger can be ready for the
Yeah,
G
yeah.
sharp. Yeah. Yeah, and then this was
Why
a
is they changing? Why is he changing fingering?
changing whips.
From the first section, you're doing the G sharp with second finger at the beginning.
Oh yeah. Good.
And
Why?
then-
Well, good question, Deb.
And
Why
then
do
when
you?
it shifts through to the next section, it's sort of obviously it's just a position shift because of the chords that follow, but it's interesting
Yeah,
just to discuss
it's interesting.
it because you get
Yeah.
the routine into a habit, and then
Yeah, well, I think it's the context. So here,
Yeah.
because your second finger's on the third string already, then it can slide down a fret.
it just
and you get-
slides down.
Yeah, yeah. And that also leaves the first finger free to play the C that's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
over here, right? And then over here, the second finger's playing the F, so that leaves the first finger free to play the G sharp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's really good that you noticed that, and it's, I think, very good to think about why use certain fingers. A lot of the times fingerings are based on position, but there are other factors. Yeah, guide fingers, what fingers are free at particular times or not free. So yeah, good question. There's also this D sharp, Deb. I just wanted to double check you playing that D sharp. Right. Yep. Yep. Awesome.
I did see it. I might have just missed it though.
Yeah.
Like when my accuracy thing.
That's good. Good. Another aspect I want to talk about, because this has been coming up lately with other people I've been working with, is when we have this kind of arpeggio texture. I think it's really important that as much as possible, notes will overlap with each other. So when we play, and obviously, no, this is a very subtle point. We don't want everything to always overlap. If a harmony changes, so here we have A minor, and then we go to E. So we don't want the notes of the A minor chord to blend into the E chord, but we do want the notes of the A minor chord within themselves to blend together, if that makes sense. It's very easy, to like lift a finger off a little bit early, or you know what I mean, or accidentally bump a string or something, and we can lose a little bit of that, the overlapping, which I think is one of the really attractive, qualities of the guitar. It's we're hearing the. Notice even there when it's a little scale fragment. You see can you hear what I'm doing? Instead of. I kind of like to hold the D. I'm holding the D a little bit over the E, just to give
I
that.
like to do that too, but then I've thought in other discussions that we've had over the years that if you take the notes literally at their value, they're not hanging on.
Yeah, that's right. If you take, they're not hanging on. Yeah,
you have to then choose how you want to
exactly.
play the
You have to
piece as well.
choose.
Yeah,
That's
so your
right. You got to
interpretation.
choose. It's very hard to notate. It would be almost impractical to try and notate all of that, right? So that's spot on, Deb. We've got to choose. We got to choose. Yeah, I'm not. You don't have to always agree with everything that I recommend. You can, if you want to lift the D up there, that's fine. That's just how I like. I feel like it's really nice. It reminds me of like when you play a piano, you put the sustain pedal on, and there's something nice about. There's something really nice. This is basically our equivalent of like a sustain pedal on the piano. So we can control it. We can keep them going, and then we can also stop them. We can. That's an interesting one. Listen very carefully to what I do there in this measure, right? am I doing? Can you describe it?
Well, if
So
you're coming
the-
down quietly until you fade out before you're starting an early next phase or phrase.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the way I'm
You-
reading it
you
and
hear that,
hearing
you
what
heard
you're
that,
doing.
yeah.
So you go.
Well, the F's got a longer value than
Good.
written there.
Yes.
You will keep your finger on the F until the E is required. Is that
That's
right?
right.
So you're
That's-
getting that
Yes.
displaced two melodies that are sort of
Yes. I'm holding this F down while the C's playing. So until the E. Now, what kind of effect does that create?
Is it leading down into the E?
Yes, the F's leading directly to the E, almost like they're connected together, and then these notes are connected together. Yeah, there's a certain harmonic technique that it's creating, right?
The tendency tone. Is it?
Yeah, that's getting on the right track. You're heading on the right track, Larry. It's creating a tendency tone. The F to the C would be a fourth. That would resolve to a third, and then the E to the B, another fourth to a third, and then the D to the A would be a fourth going down to a third. It's almost like a suspension. Right? So there's sort of like two approaches you could take. I'm not saying one's right or wrong. Again, you can choose. First approach, you could kind of split them like that, right? And group them. That's one group. That's one group. Stop. That's one group. Stop. That's one group. Stop. Or you can linger on that top note, let it sustain over while the bass note changes. Okay?
if the composer's intention would there be if the composer really wanted that F to only be a semiquaver, would there not be a resh there perhaps like
Oh yeah, it's a good question. I think it's this with this kind of rhythm and texture. I think it would just be a bit over complicated to try and indicate where
okay,
things
yeah.
stop or how long to really actually how long to hold notes down for. I think it would just get overly complicated on the score. So a lot of and this happens a lot in guitar music where where non-guitarists get really confused because you tell them like, that you can hold your fingers down and let everything ring on, and you don't have to notate that. It's just something we do, right? It's just a natural thing that we do, and it's often not notated. I mean, sometimes you'll see things like what are some of the terms you see? LV. Was it? Is it
Let ring on.
Yeah. What is it? LV, I think, right? Les vibres or something. Man, I should know this. Let me see. LV. What does this mean? Let vibrate. Yeah. Laissez. I can't say it in French. Laissez vibrer. Yeah. Deb, you doing French?
Yes.
How do we say this? Are you able to pronounce that?
Laissez vibrer.
Laissez vibrer.
Let it vibrate on. Yes.
Let it vibrate. There you go. Yeah, LV. So yeah. Sometimes you'll see that marking there. You guys might have noticed that maybe in the past. That's kind of a clue that you can hold the notes for longer than their value, but a lot of the times it's not indicated. A lot of the times, so something that we have to use our discernment a little bit with. Yeah, Deb.
I was just going to say, then when you read other musicians and composers' notes, just say like Roland Dion, he tells you when to cut off a note. He's very specific in his music, and which ones not to carry over, because then he's saying it's interfering with the harmony, the vibration of the other strings and the harmony that's going on. So it gets very technical and hard to discern what we should be doing. But these are simple. So in terms of simplicity, I'm probably going a bit too deep at the moment in terms of saying those other things.
No. It's a good point. I think a lot of modern composers get a lot more specific with things like that, and they'll put the rests in, and the scores will look more, like there is a simplicity to how this looks. There's no dynamics. There's no rests, or not many rests. There are some. There's like, he's keeping the rests pretty, but it's pretty clean. Like it's pretty clean looking, and I think it really is like letting us use our judgment and taste, and they often say use your good judgment and everything. If you go to I've been looking at this piece. Let's see if I can find it. I've been looking at this piece with someone here. Let's see if I can find. Here it is. Oh, it's pretty clean too. But this is a more modern sort of piece here. And you start to see more precision, right? Like look at that. Like hold that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Fermata, in one, forte, piano, little phrase marking, slur, fermata, piano, crescendo. It's like much more dictated, like what prescribed, what to do. Whereas a lot of earlier music was much less prescriptive, much more down to your own, taste and discernment, which kind of means you sort of have to like look into the notes a little bit, read between the lines, read between the notes a little bit more. That's I feel like one of the perhaps disadvantages of the modern composers writing down so much detail is it like switches off the part of our brain where we think like, why am I, what dynamics am I using and why? You just see the dynamic and you play it, or you see the fermata and you just hold the note, but you don't really think why is it there. You don't have to think why is it there. But in music like this, you got to make a decision, and you don't have to have a reason for everything, but it's nice if you can find a reason for dynamics or phrasing or rubato and things like that. But so going back to that, Deb, sustaining, making sure that what that also means is our left hand technique does need to be quite clean and orderly and everything. So we're not bumping strings, and we're not lifting fingers too early and things like that. So Deb, do you want to try maybe the first three bars or 4 bars or so?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's nice. Great job. Very nice. I think this part maybe you could try. It'll be interesting to hear if you can hold those top notes a bit longer. And then I did notice this E. When I'm listening, I'm literally like every note I'm following along. You know what I mean? And so I noticed that E was cut, and that's probably a result of the shift, I think. So if you're able to hold Oh, maybe you did it on purpose because I might have said to do it, huh? I might have said that because it's. This is where it gets tricky because that E is a note of the next chord, so maybe that E is okay. You could maybe sustain that E across, but the A you want to cut because A does not belong to the E chord. You know what I mean? So you want to try, if you can use that. Can you sustain that last E there, but cut the A?
Where am I cutting the A? At
You cut the A just before the E.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard when you have to think like that.
Or actually, hang on. Sorry. Another way you could actually cut it after the E, straight after the E. Sometimes that's easier. Because your thumb's already going in that direction. You pluck the E and then just rest your thumb on the A to cut it. Yeah.
And then to cut it because you're going to play the A again when you come to the next.
And then you cut the E. And see, I do that after. I like to do, if I show you what my thumb's kind of doing, right, it's going, and I'm planting it on the E, and I'll do that. Probably a good exercise, Deb, and everyone else, if you want to, practice this kind of planting. You want to try that, Deb? See if you can just kind of loop those two chords.
I can't.
There's a lot to think about. Yeah, there's a bit to think about there. You can slide two with your left hand. If you want. See it?
You just have to do it really slowly too.
Yeah, slow. Yeah, you can slow it down more if you like. Yeah. Should keep going.
You better give somebody else a go.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you work on it. It's a lot to, it's not easy to do that straight away. For everyone. I remember when I was first introduced to that, it was felt like such a foreign thing. It felt so strange to do that. So, yeah. So that's something you can have a think about, Deb. Sustaining notes, cutting bass notes if you can, as well.
Can you do that, Daniel? Do you ever use say you're on the E7 chord and you're about to go back to the A, so that the A doesn't become an inversion? Can you use the back of your thumb so as you're hitting the string 5, you can use the back of your thumb to damp the E string? That is sort of. I've been fiddling around with that lately.
Yeah.
It sort of works, but it's a little bit.
Yeah, I would personally just
jump the thumb back to the string.
Yeah, just jump the thumb back. Yeah. Like that. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So pretty much, my thumb is pretty much always resting on a string when I'm playing, most of the time. I think, if I'm playing something, see that? It's just automatic. So I've developed my thumb now so that it almost can't just be in the air. It's just like it feels strange to do that for me. It's like it has to be like, even if I'm not using it, you know. Maybe if I'm doing a scale or something, keep the thumb on. So something, yeah. Anyway, okay. So something I think we can all think about, because there's bound to be, if not a whole study or piece or something, there's bound to be certain passages, you know, in something you're playing where you can apply that sort of overlapping concept, and the notes overlap. If you have any kind of arpeggio in a piece, and most pieces will have one somewhere, then that can apply. I mean, if I just quickly look at this piece, for example, there won't be as much overlap in this one because it's more chordal, but the places where I'm thinking there would be, it's like there, a little bit of overlap, you know. And then maybe in bits here, definitely there, overlap. So
So in a general sense, like that piece Deb was playing there, when the A from the A minor chord, if it's held while the E of the 5 chord's held, it just acts as a temporary suspension for the third in the G sharp, yeah.
Oh, you mean this A?
For a fleeting moment, like the A, if the A was sustained whilst you fall across the bass E bass note, it's just acting as a very transient suspension.
Yeah. And you can evoke that a little bit. Yeah, you can hold it for that fraction extra bit of time to kind of create that effect. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, thanks Deb, very good work. You're playing through the whole piece, fantastic, beautifully done. Larry, would you like to look, how you going with this one?
Yeah, it's a bit of work in progress.
Yeah.
It's got some interesting fingering.
It's probably in some ways one of the more challenging, especially the first 2 bars. But
that's challenging for me because it's different fingering. Yeah, so that's been a bit of a challenge. Play a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, very nice work, Larry. Great progress. Fantastic, huge progress from last time. Larry? Yeah.
It's really diving into the little bits, working that first of the B section, that first bar there took a bit of work.
Yeah,
because
getting that
swing
D
shirt.
sharp. Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, the D sharp and the 2 coming up. So
Yeah. Something that could help, if you're able to, something that could help with that is to actually chunk the 2 in. So you have 3, 2, 3, and 1 all down together. And then you lift 3 to get to the 2, and then you put 3 back on. If you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. Where are we? Okay. That could work. Yeah, gets a bit crowded up there, but
It gets a bit crowded.
Where are we?
Yeah, you want to keep 1 down as well, like the whole time. I think I just saw your first finger lift off too.
Yes.
So
Yep.
you got. Let me demonstrate just and make sure I'm describing it properly too. So
Yep.
you get 2, 3, and 1 are down, and then so lift 3, and then put 3 back. Yeah, and then 2 can just hop over to the
Yes.
5th string. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we'll do that. Right, this way. That's it.
And then you can also, I reckon, keep 3 down as well, so you don't have to lift 3. So here, keep keep 3 down there, and then when 2 plays, you're just getting that E major chord shape. You end up with the E chord shape. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, keep 3.
Yes.
3 doesn't want to stay.
That's
it. That's where you want to end up. Yeah, end up with that standard, that E chord
yeah.
shape. Yeah.
So, yeah, that way. So 1 and 3. That's going to take a bit of practice. Yeah.
You almost got it. You're very close. That's it. No, keep 3 down though. Keep 3 down there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For
Just to let it
okay.
sustain. Just to let it hold, and then it just.
okay.
It's just
Yeah.
adding. Like.
You're not playing it, but it's just,
You're not playing
yeah.
it, but you're letting it ring on, and
Right,
yeah, you got more. Very, very often, the more you can think of, like each finger is like an extra contact point with the instrument. So
Yeah,
the more you've
yeah.
got, the more you've got on,
It's
it
more
usually
stable.
feels more stable, more secure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to try it one more time? Just see if you can also keep your first finger.
Yeah.
What is it again?
Okay.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, when you lift your third finger, your first finger is wanting to lift up too.
Yours as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Down here. So. Too early.
Yeah, you're very close, Larry. I reckon. Yeah, just Yeah,
I'll just loop that a few times.
loop
Yeah.
it, and eventually, yeah, pretty soon it'll be much more comfortable, and it'll be hard to get it wrong. Like if you get that
Yeah.
right, you know, your fingers are right on top of the notes, you know.
Yeah, I've been
So
concentrating on moving the two down, so almost changing position. So that just takes a bit more time,
yeah.
but that's a bit more efficient. Yeah. Close. That's that two
Yep.
across. That's
Yep.
okay. We'll work on that. Yeah.
That's good, Larry. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good
Great
left hand
progress
workout.
overall.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great progress. That was, yeah. Yeah,
Just
awesome.
slowing it down. That's just slowing down and not rushing through the piece. Just the small pizza slices. Yeah.
Small pizza slices. It's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Something else that I think we spoke about, excuse me, something we spoke about last time was the fingers that you're not using. You know, like for example, this fourth finger here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's not being used for a while, right? So it's very easy. You often see, you know, it's very easy to do things like this, and then you need the fourth finger. It's all the way over there. It has to travel, but you could keep it
Just above. Yeah.
right above the C, and then just plonk it down. And it's a level of anticipation, right? We're anticipating
Yeah.
in the even you know, in the air sort of thing. So
We've come a long way from the pinky floating out there, but we've still got some work to do.
the fact that you can play this piece, Larry, like that is a real testament to how much your left hand's developed and
Yeah,
improved.
it's really come
really,
along. That independent
Right.
exercise is helpful. Yeah.
yeah. The independence, and then the work you did, that work of doing the small chunks and keeping it slow,
Yeah.
and that's the you know, that's the motor behind it all. You know what I mean? That's what kind of gets it all going.
Absolutely, and
So,
it helps make the progress rather than
Yeah.
trying to just keep playing through and accepting
Yes.
mistakes, and stopping and working on and looping
that's
it.
it.
You know,
The
moving forward. Yeah.
progress. Remember, practice is progress. Practice is progress and enjoyment. I like to say practice is progress and enjoyment. You don't want to make progress and, you know, suffer.
Yeah. No, that's right. Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe a little bit of suffering, a sprinkle of suffering, some here and there, but not all the time.
No.
Enjoyment most of the time, and progress, and that's good. That's good practice. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff. All right, very good. Well, maybe next time, if you can join us, Darren, we can hear. You can choose one, and we can have a listen to you play.
Yeah, sure. Is there anyone? Is there any one particular one there that I Do you want me to try and select one that someone else?
Well, the only one we haven't
Right.
heard is this one. You could give the number 6 a go if you want.
Number 6, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't find it, it's probably not quite as. Well, it's not too bad. It goes into C. No, we really go up to it. And then.
So those non-chord tones are leaned on there when you play it, yeah. So,
Non-chord tones, yeah, like,
yeah, they just sounded like some
and there's the
Right,
sharp,
forgot
the
to
these
say
ones, these
other-
kinds of things here. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a good one. If you don't
Yeah,
mind, have a
lovely.
look at number 6.
absolutely.
And yeah, well, actually, we haven't had time to look at the next key, so let's do it next time. I'm very happy with the
Is this
progress.
available-
everyone's made. Darren?
Oh, sorry, just where to access the book, the text. Is it available through
Yes.
the site?
Should be in the Arenas Method book.
I'll find it anyway. I won't.
You go to the Arenas Method book program, and I think in the overview, yeah, click
Oh,
on the
sure.
overview.
Okay. Yep.
I think call that
Terrific.
materials or something,
Okay. Thank you.
and you'll know.
Yep.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
there, and then we've got the workshops. If you want to watch a specific topic or something that we've covered from this, you can in there as well. So
Okay. Terrific.
all right,
Good
good
stuff.
stuff. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Well,
Thanks,
we'll
everyone.
wrap it up there. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Daniel. See you, Deb, Darren.
See you guys
See you.
later.
Thank you.
Next week.